Welcome to Pod Studio, level up your fluency from trending topics. Today we are going to talk about Gemini and Gmail, an honest review.
Welcome to the deep dive. Ever dream of an inbox that just gets you? Perfectly organized, knows what you need before you do.
Right, like an AI assistant that truly understands that whole mountain of personal emails you've got stored away.
Exactly. Cutting through the noise, finding that one crucial thing. Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving into Google Gemini, specifically its new AI features right inside Gmail. We've got this really interesting article from Tom's Guide. A user put Gemini through its paces, really tested it out.
And they found something pretty big, right? A surprising discovery about how it actually works in the real world.
Yeah, exactly. So our mission today, explore what works, what really doesn't, and what this means for your everyday digital life. What should you expect from these AI tools? Because let's face it, for a lot of us, managing email feels like, well, it feels like a full-time job sometimes. It's just relentless.
Oh, absolutely. Keeping up is overwhelming. So this idea, AI in your inbox, it sounds like a dream, doesn't it?
Totally. And the Tom's Guide user, they were really hopeful. They weren't just looking for basic help. They wanted something much, much further, as they put it.
Something truly transformative.
Yeah.
Like a proper smart assistant for their digital stuff. And what's fascinating there is that taps into this wider excitement we're seeing around AI for just personal productivity.
Yeah.
We're all getting used to things like, say, ChatGPT helping write stuff, right? And that sets the bar pretty high for what we expect from an AI like Gemini, especially when it's built right in.
Good point.
I mean, think about it. You listening right now, you probably deal with email overload too. Maybe hundreds, maybe thousands.
Yeah. Or in this user's case, hundreds of thousands.
Exactly. So the promise of an AI navigating that kind of volume, it's incredibly appealing. Sounds almost magical.
It does. But is it just about the number of emails, or is there more to it? Like, what kind of smarts are we really expecting when it deals with our own personal stuff?
That's really the core question, isn't it? That
Yeah.
vision, the AI understanding your personal history, that's the exciting part.
But here's the key thing we're looking at today. There is a huge difference between an AI making new text, like writing an email draft,
Right.
and accurately finding specific contextual facts buried in your own massive, unique history.
That second part is way, way harder.
So while the overall feeling in the article was that Gemini maybe isn't all it's cracked up to be for everything.
Right. There were some definite positives.
Yeah, the user did find some things that were genuinely impressive, really useful.
So let's talk about those bright spots first. Where does Gemini actually shine in Gmail? Because it's not all bad news.
Okay, first up, composing emails. The user said Gemini worked amazingly well here. Did an exemplary job drafting things.
How does that work exactly?
Well, you can open a sidebar, give it a prompt like write a polite rejection email, or you can even give it your own rough draft and ask it to polish it.
Okay. So adding detail, getting the tone right.
Exactly, in seconds. Imagine trying to write something sensitive or, a detailed report. Gemini takes your notes and makes them sound professional.
That is a huge time saver.
Yeah.
And probably a confidence booster, too, if you struggle with that kind of writing. And that ability, generating or refining text quickly, that's a solid foundation for any AI assistant, really.
Yeah.
It takes a task that can be slow or tricky and just speeds it right up. Lets you focus on the main point while the AI handles the phrasing.
Totally. And the second big win, summarizing email threads.
That's a classic email pain point.
Right. So the article mentions this, summarize this email button, little Gemini star icon right at the top.
It's convenient.
And apparently in all their tests, the summaries were accurate and helpful. They even pulled out action steps.
That's useful, so you don't have to reread the whole chain.
Exactly. The user said they didn't have to read back on a thread as much, just use Gemini to get caught up quickly.
So instead of digging through tons of replies for the latest update, you get the key points instantly. Like having a little assistant summarizing for you.
Pretty much. Gives you back valuable time.
And these things, summarizing, generating text, they represent pretty strong foundational AI capabilities.
Yeah.
Users are definitely getting used to this level of help. And, these positive experiences build trust. You see the potential, you get excited.
Intense.
But, and this is the big but, that trust gets really tested when you start expecting more. More nuance, more complex information finding, especially from your own huge personal archive.
Okay, so composing and summarizing, thumbs up, mostly.
Right.
But the article hinted at something bigger, a bigger disappointment. What was the user really trying to do with Gemini? And where did it all go wrong?
Okay, yeah, this is where it gets really interesting and kind of ironic, actually.
So?
The user had this grand vision.
Yeah.
They had, get this, about 650,000 emails in their Gmail.
Wow, 650,000.
Yep. They saw it as this digital archive, right? A treasure trove of personal info.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that number alone, I think most people would just want to delete it all, not ask an AI to analyze it. But they wanted Gemini to really explore it, go way beyond basic search, beyond what even Gmail's own search could do. They pictured this AI assistant truly understanding the depths of their digital past.
Okay, so that's the great irony the article talks about. While composing and summarizing are great.
Most search-related prompts are not even remotely helpful. That's the quote.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, it really highlights that key difference we talked about.
Generating versus retrieving.
Exactly. Making new stuff like summaries or drafts is one thing, but accurately finding specific context-rich information from your own huge, messy personal data set. That's a massively harder challenge for AI.
It's like asking a creative writer to suddenly become a perfect librarian for your life's scribbled notes.
Kind of, yeah. Finding tiny details based on vague ideas, knowing your shorthand, understanding the context. The user expected that sophisticated smart assistant, that personal archivist. But they hit major walls when they asked Gemini to do that deep data dive and really understand what they meant across that massive archive. It's about precision and context at scale, not just making sentences that sound right.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty then. What specifically went wrong? The examples really show the problem.
They do.
Like finding frequent contacts, the user asked Gemini, find out who emailed me the most in one particular month, specifically in May or this year.
Seems like a reasonable request.
You'd think, but the results were not correct. It listed just 2 people the user had barely interacted with.
Wait, really? How did it get that so wrong?
It seems like Gemini only found the most recent interactions, maybe, not a full look back over the period they asked for.
Wow. Okay, that's a fundamental miss, isn't it? If you ask for most this year, you expect the whole year, not just last week.
Right.
It really shows that gap between how we understand language and time and how the AI is currently processing it. It needs to grasp that historical context, not just keywords. That's a much higher bar.
Okay, another one. Identifying discussion topics. The user prompted, which topics did I discuss and reply to the most in 2025?
Okay, trying to find themes in their conversations.
Yeah. But Gemini just listed a bunch of email newsletters.
Newsletters. But they asked about topics they discussed and replied to.
Exactly. The huge error was Gemini only looked at emails sent to the user. It completely missed the part about actual interaction, the replies.
So it didn't understand discuss and reply in the way a person obviously would. It didn't get the active engagement part.
Oh, it just saw incoming mail.
And this really flags that crucial question, doesn't it? How does an AI interpret these nuanced phrases, like most interacted with or discussed?
Yeah.
The gap between our common sense understanding and Gemini's, let's say, literal interpretation of the data.
Yeah.
That's a core challenge for AI development right now.
It needs to tell spam from real conversations, understand interaction beyond just receiving an email.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And pull accurate historical data based on that understanding. Think about it. Traditional search finds keywords like may or attachment really well.
Sure.
But we're asking AI to go beyond keywords, to understand the meaning, the intent behind interacted with most within your unique, messy history.
Right.
That's the leap from just scanning words to actually understanding context and relationships across, 650,000 emails. It's moving from data parsing to real semantic understanding. And AI is still learning that part.
Okay, and one more example. This one sounds particularly frustrating. Mass emailing for an out of office.
Okay.
The user wanted Gemini to write an email to the people I interact with the most, saying they'd be out June 5th and 6th. And importantly, put them all in BCC.
Okay, sensible use case.
Yeah.
Protects privacy.
But again, Gemini just found people who emailed the user the most. It failed again to identify the actual most interacted with contacts.
So the same problem as before. It didn't get the interaction part right.
Exactly. The article says the email draft itself was helpful, but Gemini didn't do the heavy lifting of picking the right people for that crucial BCC list.
Which kind of defeats the purpose of using an AI assistant for productivity, right? If you have to go back and manually check and fix the recipient list anyway.
Totally. It actually creates more work, potentially, and risk if you miss something.
Yeah. The expectation is the AI handles the smart part, not just the typing.
Okay, so communication searches were a big problem area. What about inbox cleanup? Gemini was supposed to help there too.
Right, that was another promised feature.
But the review said this was mostly a miss, described it as hit or miss,
Yeah.
working only about 25% of the time.
Oof, not great odds. What went wrong there?
Well, example, they asked it to look for old emails with large attachment.
Okay, standard cleanup task. Find those big space-hogging emails from years ago.
But Gemini showed every email with an attachment, big or small. And worse, they were all from the current month, not old emails at all.
So it missed large and it missed old.
Pretty much. It felt like it just heard attachment and stopped thinking.
Wow. That suggests it's maybe defaulting to recency or just grabbing the simplest keyword match, ignoring the important details. It's like it heard email with attachment and just ran with the easy answer.
Seems like it. And even worse, when asked directly, show me the emails with the largest attachments,
Yeah. What happened?
Gemini just responded, I can't help with that.
Seriously. Just gave up.
Yep. A flat refusal for a pretty direct common request for managing storage.
That's helpful at all.
Now, interestingly, there was one success. The prompt, show me all emails with an attachment from May 2024, did work. Allowed for quick deletion.
So it can sometimes handle dates and attachments together, but not size or age reliably.
Apparently, the inconsistency is really stark, and the user made a great point. You can already do this stuff pretty well with Gmail's own search filters.
Right, using those search operators like larger.5m or before.date.
Exactly. Typing something like larger.5m after .20240524 4.0250525 gives you precise control over finding big files in a specific time frame. And that's worked for years.
And that really illustrates an important point, doesn't it? Just sticking an AI layer on top doesn't automatically make things better than well-designed existing tools.
That's right.
Sometimes those traditional filters give you more precise control and, crucially, reliability compared to an AI trying to figure out your natural language request, especially if it's not fully trained for that specific kind of detailed query.
Yeah.
The inconsistency, the flat-out failures, it really screams early days, like it's still in a testing phase. They're likely still refining how the AI handles these more complex, granular tasks involving historical data and specific conditions. It's not just about understanding language. It's about executing reliably every time.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, the listener? What should your takeaway be about these new AI tools popping up everywhere? The user's conclusion was pretty clear. Gemini in Gmail feels like it's fundamentally in more of a testing phase. For these advanced tasks, the results are just too unpredictable or outright incorrect, which made it, for them at least, not really worth it if your goal is boosting productivity and having something you can rely on.
Yeah, that dream of the super smart inbox assistant. It's not quite here yet. And this really follows a common pattern we see with new AI features, right? Google's probably gathering tons of feedback, collecting data, aiming to improve the AI over time. That's how these things often work.
So for you listening, what does that mean practically?
It means that the basic AI help in your inbox, like the composing, the summarizing, that stuff, is getting pretty good, pretty reliable. You can probably start using that effectively.
Okay.
But you shouldn't expect these current built-in AI tools to be that full-fledged smart assistant yet.
Yeah.
The one that perfectly gets your complex requests and flawlessly navigates your entire digital life history.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. The real challenge is that our personal data emails, files, it's incredibly messy, unstructured, full of nuances only we truly get.
Right.
Training an AI to grasp that level of personal context across potentially hundreds of thousands of items, that's a massive, massive challenge. We're really only just starting to figure that out.
So critical thinking is key. Understand what AI can do well now and what it can't yet.
Exactly. And the user deciding to be leery of diving in again until it becomes obvious that Gemini will work as expected. That really highlights how important reliability is. We need to trust these tools for them to be truly useful. And that trust only comes from consistent, accurate performance.
So we've taken a deep dive into this fascinating, sometimes frustrating world of Gemini AI and Gmail. It definitely shows promise for those basic tasks, composing, summarizing, real time savers there.
Absolutely.
But it's clearly still maturing when it comes to that deeper, smarter email management many of us are hoping for. It's powerful, but maybe not quite the all-knowing personal archivist we imagine. At least not yet.
And maybe that leads to a final thought for you, the listener. Think about your own digital archive. All those emails, documents, photos, maybe even your search history.
Yeah.
As AI keeps getting smarter, how much control, how much interpretation do you really want to hand over? letting an AI manage and understand your entire digital past.
That's a big question.
It is. What are those trade-offs? Between the amazing convenience it could offer and the precision, the personal understanding you might need for things that are really important or sensitive.
Definitely something to think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Keep asking those questions, keep exploring, and keep learning.